When I analyze different YouTube channels, there is a very common problem that almost every YouTube channel that I look at makes. So I wanted to make this video to tell you what it is and how to fix it. Now, basically, when I look at videos, the main thing I look at first is the structure of the video. I want to know, how do they start the video? Do they have an intro? What's the meat of the video? Do they have a numbers list? How do they end the video specifically? So when I look at that, the common problem that I see is how they end the video. And let me explain why that's bad. Typically, there is one factor that makes YouTube suggest your video or rank your videos in search, okay? And that is retention time. And there's a graph in your YouTube analytics that you could look at per video. Retention time basically is showing you how long are people staying on your video, and at what point of the video are they leaving your video. This is critical. Now, I've analyzed hundreds of my own videos too, and the ones that have over 100,000 views, and I've looked at 20, 30 of them that have over 100,000 views that have this in common, and that is the retention time is very high, over 45%. Now, you're never gonna get 100% retention time. I've never seen it before on YouTube. But getting 50% on a video is really on the high end of videos on YouTube, especially if they're longer. On shorter videos, it's much easier to get 50%. But my point is, to get your retention time higher, the mistake people make is the ending of their video typically. The intro could be good, the logo could be good, the meat of the video, the content, the entertainment, the value could be good. But at the end of the video, what they do is they spend 15, 20, sometimes 30 seconds telling you to subscribe, to go to their website, to click on their offer, to press like, to go to Snapchat, all kinds of different things that could say at the end of the video. Now, what ends up happening is, if you look at your retention graph, and I've done this to mine all the time, this is what happens when I do a long 30-second outro. You go from, let's say 30% of the people are still there. It goes from 30% to 5%, but you still have 30 seconds left, right? So only 5% are staying there. Now, the reason why people do this is because if you look at bigger YouTube channels with over 1 million subscribers, they typically do longer outros. But they're not in the same shoes as most people, right? They have a dedicated subscriber base, and they are willing to, most of the time, sit through the whole video, right? But when you're starting out, when you're under 100,000 subscribers, it's very unlikely for people to sit through that over and over again, right? You haven't really built out a big enough fan base. So what I'm recommending with this video is analyze your YouTube analytics here and see if at the end of the video, people are dropping off before the video's over. Now, I'm not saying don't have an outro. It's very awkward not to have an outro. I'm testing this out with TikTok, where I have no outro, and it tends to actually work pretty good there. But TikTok just loops the video in the beginning anyway. YouTube does not do that. It goes to a different video. So with YouTube, what I'm recommending is just cut your whatever outro you're doing, try to cut it in half. If you're asking for someone to press like and subscribe and go to your website, maybe cut one of those out and test it out. And then come back to YouTube Analytics, look at the graph, and see, is the drop-off still as harsh as you used to be, or have you saved some time, right? Because what you're doing here is, by making that short, even if people leave right at your outro's beginning, you still are saving a few seconds and increasing your retention time in a way, right? If people don't leave as early as they used to, before the end of your video, your retention time will increase. And as I mentioned, retention time is huge in YouTube. It will help you get more suggested videos out there. YouTube loves average view time, average duration, and retention time. And you could rank in search better. Okay, so I recommend you test this out for yourself. Again, it's a thing that most YouTubers do because they're learning from bigger YouTubers, but those people have established a fan base. Okay, so just as an example, thanks so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time.